Starship Flight 6 nears liftoff as SpaceX prepares for November 18 launch. SpaceX is poised to take another significant step in advancing its groundbreaking Starship program. The company has rolled its massive Super Heavy booster to the launch pad at the Starbase facility in Boca Chica, Texas, marking the final preparations for the much-anticipated Starship Flight 6 mission. Scheduled for November 18, this mission will serve as a critical test of the fully integrated Starship system, further paving the way for SpaceX's vision of reusable, interplanetary spacecraft. Super Heavy booster, the backbone of Starship. The Super Heavy rocket, standing at 230 feet tall, is the first stage of the two-part Starship launch system. It is powered by an array of 33 Raptor engines, which deliver unprecedented levels of thrust. The sheer power of this rocket makes it the most capable launch vehicle ever built, designed to carry the Starship spacecraft into orbit with payloads of up to 150 metric tons. For Flight 6, the booster has undergone rigorous testing, including multiple static fire tests to ensure engine performance and structural integrity. After being transported to the launch pad, the booster will be integrated with the Starship spacecraft, forming a combined system standing nearly 400 feet tall. This impressive engineering feat highlights SpaceX's commitment to creating a fully reusable spacecraft capable of revolutionizing space travel. What to expect from Starship Flight 6? The primary goal of Starship Flight 6 is to validate improvements made to the Starship system following earlier test flights. While SpaceX has not disclosed specific details about the payload or mission objectives, industry experts believe the flight will focus on several key areas. Ascent and booster separation, testing the Super Heavy rocket's ability to lift the Starship spacecraft into the upper atmosphere and successfully separate. Re-entry and landing, gathering data on how the spacecraft withstands re-entry heat and its capability to perform a controlled landing, critical for reusability. System enhancements, verifying the effectiveness of recent design upgrades to both the booster and spacecraft, particularly in the heat shield and engine systems. Flight 6 will also aim to improve reliability metrics, an essential factor for future crewed missions and commercial payload launches. Preparations leading up to launch. Preparing for a launch of this magnitude involves a complex series of steps. The rollout of the Super Heavy booster is just the beginning. Once at the pad, teams will work on integration, fueling tests, and final system checks. The pad itself, equipped with advanced infrastructure like the Mechazilla launch tower, plays a crucial role in facilitating pre-flight preparations and booster recovery. SpaceX's engineers have worked tirelessly to implement lessons learned from previous launches, including the dramatic debut of the Starship system during Flight 1 and subsequent refinements in Flights 4 and 5. These missions provided invaluable data on engine efficiency, structural durability, and aerodynamic performance, all of which inform the preparations for Flight 6. Regulatory and environmental considerations. SpaceX's Starship program has faced scrutiny from regulators and environmental advocates. Starbase, located near ecologically sensitive areas, has been the subject of environmental impact assessments and public concern. To address these issues, SpaceX has collaborated with federal and state agencies, implementing measures to mitigate environmental risks while continuing to innovate. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, has granted the necessary launch approvals for Flight 6, reflecting SpaceX's compliance with regulatory requirements. This launch also represents an opportunity for SpaceX to demonstrate its commitment to sustainable operations as it scales up its activities. A vision for the future. Starship is not just another rocket, it is the centerpiece of SpaceX's long-term vision to make life multiplanetary. Designed for full reusability, the Starship system will significantly reduce the cost of access to space, enabling missions that were previously considered unfeasible. From lunar landings under NASA's Artemis program to commercial missions and, eventually, human exploration of Mars, the potential applications of Starship are limitless. The success of Flight 6 will bring SpaceX closer to realizing this vision. Each test flight builds on the progress of its predecessors, refining systems, validating design choices, and preparing for operational missions. As SpaceX looks beyond Earth's orbit, Starship is set to become the workhorse for humanity's most ambitious space endeavors. Why this launch matters. The outcome of Starship Flight 6 will have far-reaching implications. It will influence SpaceX's ability to fulfill its contracts with NASA and commercial partners, as well as inspire confidence in the feasibility of long-term space colonization. Success in this mission could also accelerate the timeline for launching larger payloads, conducting crewed missions, and achieving regular reuse of the Starship system. As the November 18 launch date approaches, excitement and anticipation are building among space enthusiasts, industry professionals, and the general public. With Starship Flight 6, SpaceX is not just testing a rocket, it is testing the future of human space exploration. This mission is a critical milestone in humanity's journey to the stars, underscoring SpaceX's role as a trailblazer in the new space age.